Bitcoin is falling down below support and right now continuing to consolidate inside of this pattern. We just got another rejection coming in from of this resistance level, but one thing is for sure, we are currently creating our CME gap above us. At the same time, funding rates are once again back in towards neutral territories. A lot of liquidity is once again being built on the top side. Bitcoin closed a pretty bullish weekly candle and ETF news that we need to be talking about. So guys, without any further ado, let's first of all, as always, have a look into what's that imminent short term. So yesterday we were having a look into what's this range. And yes, I was actually rather thinking that we were gonna break out of this range towards the upside and continue our pump. But in the end of the day, we did get this breakdown, which is of course quite unfortunate. But even though we were getting this breakdown, well, still the Bitcoin charts are looking quite bullish in my opinion. Because of this breakdown, actually, we created this CME gap. And of course, we do know that 9 out of the 10 CME gaps tend to get filled. And because we are still trading inside of this uptrend and many more bullish metrics that we do need to have a look in towards in a second, well, I do think once again, rather sooner than later, this CME gap will also get filled. Okay, it is kind of imminent and it is to be expected that this CME gap will be getting filled. Now, in my opinion, a very good way to right now have a look in towards the Bitcoin price is going to be having a look in towards this consolidation pattern. This ascending triangle that we are forming right now with all of the time higher lows being created and equal highs on the top side, which these levels are right now squeezing us inside of this ascending triangle, and anytime soon we are going to be expecting either a breakdown or a break towards the upside. But a break towards the upside is going to be more likely because of course our metrics that are looking so bullish, but also an ascending triangle is a bullish biased pattern. Okay, so we might not be filling our CME gap immediately. We might first still revisit these lows, which is going to be a pretty good buying opportunity in my opinion, and then fill up our CME gap and retest this resistance level again. We might just consolidate for a bit longer than expected inside of this pattern. And before going in towards the exact metrics and a very important chart that we can right now have a look in towards, well, having a look in towards when this breakout is going to be expected, if we are going to be extending these lines all the way, well, we can see that we are expected to break out in about the middle of December. And what is going to be so important about this date? Well, it is going to be the ETF news, because I expect we are going to be seeing our first spot Bitcoin ETF getting accepted within the next 8 to 30 days. And why is this the case? Well, it is pretty much the case because I think it is going to be getting accepted in December. Of course, we have that final deadline on January the 10th, but everyone already anticipates that all spot Bitcoin ETFs will be getting approved on the final deadline. But probably the acceptance of the ETFs will take everyone by surprise. So that is probably the reason why the SEC is just going to be accepting it a little bit before everyone expects it. And that is why, in my opinion, it is already going to be accepted in December, which, if we have a look in towards this breakout pattern, well, it exactly aligns with our thesis. I have been saying actually that we were going to be consolidating until we are going to be getting ETF news. Yes, yesterday and the day before, I was going to be expecting that we were going to break out towards the upside, but we did not. And I have to just adjust my current thoughts about the market. And I once again do think we are going to be continuing our consolidation, which we initially did expect, until either we are going to be seeing this breakout outside of this pattern or we are going to be getting our ETF news, and then we are going to be creating this massive breakout. Now, I do have to admit that the metrics right now are looking very good. Tether is still being printed like crazy, and we can see that whenever Tether is being printed, more liquidity is being added into what's the crypto market, and then prices tend to increase. So this trend is very well being followed towards the upside which is a very good signal for crypto. We also just closed our weekly candle and it is actually looking quite bullish. Look at this previous weekly candle that we did create. We exactly turned previous resistance right now into a support. It is right now providing support and it is looking, in my opinion, like we are headed in towards that 41k target. Now this is just on the larger time frame. Of course, inside of the imminent short term, we can still consolidate for a little bit longer, but for the mid-term, yes, I definitely do think this 41k level is going to be getting reached rather sooner than later. The uptrend for Bitcoin is still being continued and we can see that the funding rates are actually on neutral territories, which is looking very good because literally we are trading at heights not seen before, and still we can even see negative funding rates on some of the exchanges. People keep trying to short this current Bitcoin pump, but that just adds more fuel to push it even higher. That is the theory, and we can see that all of the time liquidity keeps on being added on the top side, which we do tend to grab. We can see that exactly a fractal is being repeated of Bitcoin's previous price action, but in my opinion, do not pay all too much importance on this fractal. It is not very likely that Bitcoin is going to be repeating the exact price action of history, but definitely it is going to be giving us an indication that yes, the chart is actually still looking quite bullish and we can push even higher. So yeah, all around, I am still very bullish on the Bitcoin price. Yes, I do expect and do think we can still push towards these lows, but if we were to be hitting this support level, it would only make up for a good buying opportunity in my opinion. Have a look in towards this resistance level, because whenever we do break above this resistance, well, that is going to be the moment where we are going to be moonshotting towards the upside. And guys, if you are going to be interested in trading, make sure to have a look in towards the description, because I have an insane deal right here where you can claim a free $1,000 trade on Bybit using that link in the description. The trade on Bitcoin already is fully sold out. There is 0% remaining, but on Ethereum, yes, quite a lot of these positions are still remaining. So if you are going to be interested in trading Ethereum, you can right now claim this free trade. Ethereum is as well at a very crucial point where we are about to break out of weekly resistance. Whenever we can break above this level, well, that is going to be causing some fireworks. With that being said, make sure to claim your free trade. And guys, make sure to be following me on Twitter to stay up to date about every single market development. And I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.